I have no idea, but I'm going to start with Mark Warwick and ask if he thinks it's worth it.
Welcome, everybody, to the Two-Way Street Coffee House. My name is Jennifer. We are so glad that you came out tonight to celebrate 55 years of live music in this room. So we appreciate you coming out tonight instead of staying at home or going anywhere else to take part in the wonderful tradition that is this room. So this is a listening room. And so we ask that you keep your conversations to a minimum, and by a minimum, I mean not at all. It's really great that we pay attention and listen to our performers, and I think that that's a big part of what makes this room so special. And if you could also be so kind as to please turn off your cell phones, because it's really loud when it goes off and everybody's listening. So we would really appreciate that. We are so pleased to welcome back to the Two-Way Street stage tonight, Mr. Andrew Calhoun. So please, let's everybody give a warm Two-Way Street welcome. Andrew Calhoun.
Feeling a bit clumsy this evening. Let's see. Hi, nice to see you all. Nice to have the lights up. I like to see people's faces. I'm a folk singer, through and through. A folk singer with a job to do. And since I'm on the job too long, I'll sing to you a song of song. Such wild tales the women sang, while wool spun fine and buckets rang. Though men don't heed, though love grows cold, they spun the sorrows into gold. Those captured souls oppressed in place escaped into the Lord's embrace. In midnight light they sang and swayed the troubles of the world away. Sang Mrs. Tubman, get on board, we're rolling out to Canaan's shore. And children, if you would be free, but leave their fields and follow me. Paul joined the throng that jammed the pier, scanned lowland hills and shed a tear, with a cradle song to quell the fear. With steadied heart he headed here. My mother sang the riddle song, and if your horse and cart fall down, and with swing low, sweet chariot now, we sang her from her mortal round. Hello in there, sang young John Prine. Hello in there, sang old John Prine. The best laid schemes will drive you blind, but never leave the dream behind. A false true love will wax and wane, a song of love intact remain. So sing it till the fountain flows, where from the briar springs the rose. Thank you. Been on the job too long. My family's had a cottage out on Matinicus Island, Maine since 1935. My grandfather bought the place It's the most remote inhabited island off the coast of Maine. It's off of Rockland. I'd love to get out there. So I'm going to do a poem that Edna St. Vincent Millay wrote about another island in Maine called Ragged Island. It's the name of her poem. And then the song is called Moon and Sea at Matinicus. So here's Edna St. Vincent Millay poem. There where those black spruces crowd to the edge of the precipitous cliff above your boat, under the eastern wall of the island, and no wave breaks, as if all had been done and long ago that needed doing. And the cold tide, unimpeded by shoal or shelving ledge, moves up and down instead of in and out. And there is no driftwood there because there is no beach, clean cliff going down as deep as clear water can reach. No driftwood, such as abounds on the roaring shingle, to be hefted home for fires in the kitchen stove. Barrels banged ashore about the boiling outer harbor, lobster buoys on the eelgrass of the sheltered cove. There, thought unbraids itself, and the mind becomes single. There you row with tranquil oars, and the ocean shows no scar from the cutting of your placid keel. Care becomes senseless there, pride and promotion remote. You only look, you scarcely feel. Even adventure with its vital uses is empty ardor now, and thrift is waste. Oh, to be there, under the silent spruces, where the wide, quiet evening darkens without haste, over a sea with death acquainted, yet forever chaste. Moon in full circle, gleaming on high, pulls on the memory of tides that sigh. The name of the moon, the name of the deep, the name of the woman who watches you sleep. The shadow in triumph, silent and huge, extends now forever your tiny refuge. One room in a million, one moon in the sky, shines on your breathing and the tides that sigh. They pound on the shoreline, then run like the wind. They batter the rocks like fools rushing in. They come like the lion, they go like the lamb, to lie with the woman who knows who I am. She's like you, I think, that glittering sea that winks in the morning when it wakens to me. From a night full of shifting, she sighs and shines a path to the gold that no one can find. A pathway of gold, a path to the pearl, a scarf for the lover who knitted the world. From the height of the moon to the depth of the deep, to the breath of the woman who watches you sleep. Moon in full circle gleaming on high. Thank you. Okay, Vancouver. Melissa Dagenhart is going to play on the djembe with me tonight, and before too long, her daughter Gia will join us too. So I started playing here in my teens, which is the first gig here was in 1976. There's a song I wrote in my teens. I still like singing it. It's called Vancouver. It's not to be taken too literally. My dad is he's in a nursing home now, and he's still got his mind, but his memory's gone. Every time I sing this, he says, because the song is kind of surreal when the boats come into Vancouver, but it mentions the Garden State Parkway. And every time I sing it, he says, the Garden State Parkway is in New Jersey. I think, I know. Coming to Vancouver, I'll be going down to meet them. When the boat's coming to Vancouver, I'll be going down to meet them. Beautiful Lori, first love of my youth, I can't say you didn't tell me the truth. If you come in on the boats I'll win, and you see me run down to meet you. When the boat's coming to Vancouver, I'll be going down to meet them. When the boats come into Vancouver, I'll be going down to meet them. Don't hurt yourself with the tweezers, don't cut your well with the scissors. Hope it doesn't rain on the party, hope it doesn't snow on the prisoners. When the boats come into Vancouver, I'll be going down to meet them. When the boats come into Vancouver, I'll be going down to meet them. I'm 9 years old and I'm happy, got free money in my hand. Faggot driving steel on the chain gang, feeling like a beautiful man, feeling like a beautiful man. Garden State Parkway with the lights on either side. That old car brought my family through the night. Oh, what a beautiful ride. When the boats come into Vancouver, I'll be going down to meet them. When the boats come into Vancouver, I'll be going down to meet them. My lover hates her body, I'm gonna let her know that I need her. When she swims into Vancouver, I'll be going out to meet her. My lover's all warm in the morning, my lover gets hot in the fall. When she swims into Vancouver, that's when I love her best of all. When the boats come into Vancouver, I'll be going down to meet them. When the boats come into Vancouver, I'll be going down to meet them. I'll be going down to meet them. Very nice. You're welcome, Suzanne. This is another old song. This is really old. I wrote this when I was 16. I wrote it because my mother had sent a tape of my songs to, she wasn't exactly an aunt, whatever that thing is, twice removed. Whatever, a relative. And she said, well, he doesn't write any melodies. So I took it upon myself to write a melody. Yeah. Critics are always good. Well, not always, but so I've had this kind of song on the back burner for many years. But again, I go and I sing for my dad, and it's very casual, and he loves the songs, and he's pretty deaf, but if he remembers the old lyrics, he can still hear them, you know. So I was singing this for him, and I got to this line, deep within my heart, and I thought, I hate that line. I hate that expression. And so I just sang it again. I just sang the verse again, because it's a casual situation, you know. And I sang, here within my heart. And then the next line was, fear blends into anger. I got lucky there. And so fixed up 3 other little spots. Sometimes you get this sacred feeling about your old song, like that's the way it came out, but sometimes you can get a little closer to what you really meant to say in the first place. So, walking through sand. The war is over, now the fight is done. Pull your bloody clothes off and wait for day to come. Do not wait for friendship, don't trust everyone. I just love to watch you sleeping in the sun. Now I don't remember where this all began. It rolled out like a nightmare, like walking through sand. No, I don't remember much of anything, and I know I'm gonna make the same mistake again. Simple-minded colors, twisted in a grin. Wrestler in a clown suit, trying to make a pin. There are lots of mindless puppeteers making your head spin, trying to convince you that your soul is made of tin. Take me to the seashore, take me to the beach. Love me like you're angry, love me like a leech. I've got nothing to learn, and I've got nothing to teach. I love to watch your silhouette dancing out of reach. It all comes from the same place, here within my heart. Fear blends into anger, and anger into art. Don't tell me that I'm silly, don't tell me that I'm smart. Sketch me in the darkness and watch me fall apart. The war is over, now the fight is done. Pull your bloody clothes off and wait for day to come. Do not wait for friendship, don't trust everyone. I just love to watch you sleeping in the sun. You can play on clarinet. Well, today is August 1st, and in Scotland, August 1st is a harvest festival called Lammas, Lammas, and it's for the consecration of the new bread. They had our harvest season early. This song is an early song by the Scottish poet Robert Burns, with whom I have been obsessed for the last 10 plus years, tracking down the original source melodies he wrote to. Nearly all of these melodies were corrupted by his first publisher and never corrected since for 235 years. I had no idea what I was getting into. And I won't say too much about it or I'll take up the whole set. But corn rigs. Let's see. I held a wah to Annie. That means I went away to Annie. They say I held a wah, I went away. Corn rig. don't visualize an ear of corn. Corn in the UK meant oats, barley, and rye. And a rig was a ridge. So this was an agricultural thing. There were man-made ridges, and they had to plant a lot on slopes, as you might imagine, in the lowlands of Scotland. So they would make these ridges for irrigation so all the water wouldn't run to the bottom. That's not what the song is about, but that's the reference. It was upon a Lammas night when corn rigs a bonny beneath the moon's unclouded light. I held a word to Annie. The time flew by with tentless heat, till tween the late and early, with small persuasion she agreed to see me through the barley. Corn rigs and barley rigs, and corn rigs are bonny. I'll never forget that happy night among the rigs with Annie. The sky was blue, the wind was still, the moon was shining clearly. I set her down with right goodwill among the rigs o' barley. I kent her heart was all my ain. I loved her most sincerely. I kissed her o'er and o'er again among the rigs o' barley. Corn rigs and barley rigs, and corn rigs are bonny. I'll never forget that happy night among the rigs with Annie. I been blithe with comrades dear, I been merry drinking, I been joyful gathering gear, I been happy thinking at all the pleasures ere I saw, though 3 times doubled fairly. That happy night was worth them all among the rigs o' barley. Corn rigs and barley rigs, and corn rigs are bonny. I'll never forget that happy night among the rigs with Annie. This is another Burns song. It's called "A Man's a Man for All That." It's quite a famous song. Anyone know the poem or the song? This is a different text than the one you know. Burns sent some of his more radical pieces to his friends who printed chapbooks, and this one was published a month after he died anonymously by his friend William Reed. His editors, who perhaps don't like him saying that an honest man is above a king, have repressed these texts. This is from Brash and Reed's chapbook. It was published a month after Burns died. And it's perhaps the best version of the song. A man's a man for all that. What born came we fairy dine, where hot and grey and all that, gave fools their silk and knaves their wine, man's a man for all that and all that, their tinsel show and all that. An honest man, though ne'er so poor, is chief amend for all that. Who would for honest poverty hang down his head and all that? The coward slave we pass him by and dare be poor for all that. For all that and all that, their purse-proud looks and all that. In ragged coats you'll often find the noblest hearts for all that. You see yon Berkey called a lord, who struts and stares and all that. The hundreds worship at his word, he's but a coof for all that. For all that and all that, his ribbon star and all that. A man of independent mind can look and laugh at all that. The king can make a belted knight, a marquis, a duke, and all that. But an honest man's above his might. Good faith, he mustn't fall that. For all that and all that, his dignities and all that, the pith, the sense, and pride of worth are grander far than all that. And let us pray the time may come, as come it shall for all that, when sense and worth o'er all the earth shall bear the gree and all that. For all that and all that, it's coming yet for all that, when man and man the world o'er shall brothers be and all that. Frederick Bailey escaped from slavery in Maryland in 1838, changed his name to Frederick Douglass. Shortly thereafter, he acquired the collected works of Robert Burns. He was on a speaking tour of the UK in 1846, and he took time out to visit Burns's youngest sister. She was surviving, Isabel Begg. Burns died in 1796 himself. And he addressed a Burns supper the following year, and he told about his visit to Burns's sister, and then he said, "But ladies and gentlemen, this is not a time for long speeches. I do not wish to detain you from the social pleasures that await you. I repeat again that although I am not a Scotchman and have a colored skin, I am proud to be among you this evening. And if any think me out of my place on this occasion, I beg that the blame may be laid at the door of him who taught me that a man's a man for all that." This spiritual is called City of Babylon. It was collected in a church in New Orleans around 1930. If you want to sing, you'll pick it right up. That's what these songs are made for. Goodbye, City of Babylon, goodbye. City of Babylon, goodbye. City of Babylon, your kingdom must come down. A pure white cloud come a-floating over yonder. In it, behold, I saw the Son of Man. A golden crown on his brows was bounden, a sharp, bright sickle was in his hand. Goodbye, city of Babylon, goodbye, city of Babylon, goodbye, city of Babylon, your kingdom must come down. An angel flew in the middle of the heaven, preaching the glory of my Father's name. He called out loud to the whole creation, Babylon's a fallen in sin and a shame. Goodbye, city of Babylon, goodbye, city of Babylon, goodbye, city of Babylon, your kingdom must come down. The angels shout like a voice of thunder. Out of a cloud I heard him call. What did I witness over yonder? Fire and smoke on Babylon's wall. Goodbye, city of Babylon, goodbye, city of Babylon, goodbye, city of Babylon, your kingdom must come down. One of these cold and frosty mornings, when I lay this body down, gonna pick up my cross and follow my Jesus, singing around my Father's throne. Goodbye, city of Babylon, goodbye, city of Babylon, goodbye, city of Babylon, your kingdom must come down. Your kingdom must come down. Your kingdom must come down. I just did that 2 steps too high, but that's okay. Let's do Eagle's Wings, and then I'll get back to this story. We're going to do another spiritual. This is from the Sea Islands off the coast of South Carolina and Georgia. Yes. What? Who is this? Just a moment. This is Gia Dagenhart. She's playing here next week, and you should come back. Well, this is daughter. Remember Brian Dagenhart? Brian was her father. And, she's an immensely talented young songwriter.
Thank you.
I gave her first guitar lessons when she was.
That is true.
She's majoring in voice at Lawrence University. So this is called Eagle's Wings. What a wish that I had an eagle's wing.
Eagle's wing.
Wish that I had an eagle's wing.
Eagle's wing.
Oh Lord, wish I.
Oh Lord, wish I. Oh Lord, wish I had an
flashing into my face.
Into my face.
Oh Lord, lightning.
Oh Lord, lightning. Oh Lord, lightning flashing into my face.
Thunder rolling o'er the hill.
O'er the hills.
Thunder rolling o'er my head.
O'er my head.
Oh Lord, thunder.
Oh Lord, thunder. Oh Lord, thunder rolling o'er my head.
Ain't no hiding place for a sinner down here.
Sinner down here.
No hiding place for a sinner down here.
Sinner down here.
Oh Lord, no hiding place.
Oh Lord, no hiding place. Oh Lord, no hiding place for a sinner down here.
And I run to the rock to hide my face.
Hide my face.
Run to the rock to hide my face.
Hide my face.
Oh Lord, I run.
Oh Lord, I'd run. Oh Lord, run to the rock to hide my face.
And I run to the sea, and the sea run dry.
See run dry.
Run to the sea, and the sea run dry.
See run dry.
Oh Lord, run dry.
Oh Lord, run dry. Oh Lord, run to the sea, and the sea run dry.
And I wish that I had an eagle's wings.
Eagle's
Wish that I
wings.
had an eagle's wings.
Eagle's
Oh
wings.
Lord, I'd fly.
Oh Lord, I'd fly. Oh Lord, wish that I had an eagle's wings.
I'm going to do one and then I'll come back. She'll be back in a minute. So, a Scotsman named Hamish Henderson was born in 1919 in Perthshire, in the Highlands of Scotland. His mother was near 40, and she'd been an army nurse, and she got pregnant near the end of the First World War. The father had no interest in being one, so she was raising Hamish by herself. She took him to a more remote Highland village where people were less judgmental. He learned Gaelic and Scots, and she died when he was 10. What do you do with a beginning like that? If you're Hamish Henderson, you become fluent in 5 European languages and earn a scholarship to Cambridge University. Before the Second War, he was of a pacifist socialist bent, was Hamish, but he helped the Jews smuggle a young man out of Germany. When he found out what was happening in the camps, he signed up to fight in the Second World War. He was an intelligence officer fighting first in North Africa and then in Italy, and he actually drafted the surrender of the Italian army. When he got back to Scotland, he spent the rest of his life promoting folk songs. He co-founded the School of Scottish Studies at the University of Edinburgh with Colin MacLean, and he did a lot of collecting with a tape recorder. And he collected a lot of songs from, we called them gypsies then, the Romany people, the travelers. They were the most looked down people, down on people. They were really looked down on. And he got their songs played on the BBC, and he presented them in concert. Great singers like Jeannie Robertson, earned them some well-deserved respect for being tradition bearers. I can consider him the greatest songwriter in Scotland since Burns. Didn't write a lot of songs, but man, they hit like a ton of bricks. You might have heard one called Farewell to Sicily. This one is called The Freedom Come All Ye, and he wrote this in 1960. It's partly a response to a poem that was also written in 1960. I'll tell you a couple of references in the song. One is to Maclean. This was John Maclean, who was founder of the Labour Party, and he was martyred for protesting the First World War. He died when he was about 40. Tortured in prison, John Maclean. And another reference in the song is to the Great Glen. I've translated both the song from Scots. It's in thick Scots. The Great Glen divides the highlands from the lowlands of Scotland in two ways of thinking. And the other reference in there, which I didn't know until I really got involved with translating it, is to a poem written by an Afrikaner woman. And she was the daughter of one of the higher-ups in the apartheid administration who disowned her. She had a tough life, but she got the word out. And she wrote this poem in 60, and she died in 65. Nelson Mandela was imprisoned in, I think, 63, and he got out of prison in 1990. And he read this poem to a soccer stadium of 50,000 people. So a child was shot dead at a demonstration by soldiers, which is not an unusual thing at the time. When you think of people as less than human, you become inhuman yourself, as we witness every day. The child is not dead. The child lifts his fists against his mother. Who shouts Africa, shouts the breath of freedom in the grassy field and the places of the straitened heart. The child lifts his fists against his father in the march of the generations. Who shouts Africa, shouts the breath of justice and blood in the streets of his assaulted pride. The child is not dead, not at Langa nor Nyanga, not at Orlando nor Sharpeville, nor at the police station in Philippi where he lies with a bullet in his brain. The child is in the shadow of the soldiers that stand on guard with rifles, sabers, and clubs. The child is present at every gathering and legislation. He looks through the windows of houses and into the hearts of mothers. This child who just wanted to play in the sun at Nyanga is everywhere. The child grown to a man roams through Africa without a pass. Freedom come all ye. Rough the wind in the clear day's dawn, blows the clouds helter-skelter o'er the bay. But there's more than a rough wind blowing through the great glen of the world today. It's a thought that would have our vermin, all those rogues who go bold in finery, take the road to other byways turning, for their ill ploys to sport and play. No more will the bonny young men march to war when our braggarts crow for pride, nor we children from Pithead and Hamlet mourn the ships sailing down the River Clyde, and broken families in lands we've harried. No more curse Scotland the brave with grief and care. Black and white, one to the other married, make the vile barracks of their masters bare. So come all ye at home with freedom, never heed the hooded crows that croak for doom. In your house all the babes of Adam can find bread, barley brew and painted room. And when MacLean meets with his friends in Springburn, the roses and cherry trees will bloom all round. And a black boy from beyond Nianga tears the fell gallows of the burghers down. Hamish Henderson, remember that name. In Scots, it's Dangs the fell gallows of the burghers doon. Dick Gaughan sings it on YouTube, Gaughan, and he's to die for. He was mentored by Hamish. We're gonna do one more of this set, featuring Gia on harmony. Come back next week, tell your friends, tell them to watch online. It's going to be special. Charlie
Archambault?
Archambault
Charlie A.
is playing the first set.
playing.
She is playing the second set. Thanks for coming out. So we'll do this, we'll take a break, come back with more. Some nonsense next set.
Who will throw open the gates of love? Who will throw open the gates of love? Hidden in shadow below and above. Who will throw open the gates of love?
People get drunk and people get used to it. People get lost and go numb and get used to it. People see love and they quake and they cry for a soul to come nigh, and they never get used to it.
Who will throw open the gates of love? Who will throw open the gates of love? Hidden in shadow below and above. Who will throw open the gates of love?
My wife and I will watch our weight, but still we keep stumbling on a hill of hatred. With better times coming, with better times gone. Hurry up, wait for me, come along, carry on.
Who will throw open the gates of love? Who will throw open the gates of love?
Hidden in shadow
Below and above. Who will throw open the gates of love?
I have a friend in Oconomowoc. He understands me, so we never talk. We stand around awkward, our minds shake hands in accord on the floor of the forest we walk.
Who will throw open the gates of love? Who will throw open the gates of love? Hidden in shadow below and above. Who will throw open the gates of love?
While ignorant circles the world at war, tries to tell us what we are for. Cloakrooms and boardrooms and armies and money rob father and mother and baby born.
Who will throw open the gates of love? Who will throw open the gates of love? Hidden in shadow below and above. Who will throw open the gates of love? Who will throw open the gates of love?
Here and Melissa Davenhart.
Andrew Calhoun.
All right, let's give another round of applause for Andrew and friends. We're going to take about a 15-minute break, but I wanted to give you a fun fact first. Gia's dad, Brian, holds the record for the most played here at 2A Street with like 45 times. And he also was instrumental in starting Maple Street Concerts. So we are pleased to have Gia as part of our local artist showcase next Friday night with Charlie Archambault. I don't know if I'm saying, I'm probably not. So yeah, we'll hopefully I'll know by next week. But it's a thing. We have a local artist showcase. There's so much wonderful local talent in the area, and we can't fit it all in. So we decided to do a split bill where we're showcasing just local artists, and we're super pleased to have 2 rising stars, and it's just wonderful to have you next week. So we're really looking forward to it. Okay, so we're going to take about a 15-minute break. Andrew brought a whole bunch of CDs. I think they're $15 and $20 are over there at the bar. We can help you if you have cash. If not, you're going to have to see Andrew, and he can help you with maybe a credit card. The bathrooms are down the hall and on the left, and you can refill your coffee and snacks. And we'll see you back here in about 10 or 15 minutes.
Am I? No, seriously.
Okay, everybody, we're going to get started again as Andrew and Melissa are getting set up. Take a look at the flyers on your tables. You'll get to see all kinds of good events coming up here at the Two-Way Street. Tomorrow we have a sing-around in this room. Every first and third Saturdays, we have sing-arounds. We have a country western jam the fourth Saturday. The second Thursday, August 14th, will be a song circle. Those are with our friends at Plank Road. So also outside, you'll see Acoustic Renaissance's schedule, St. Tim's schedule. We have our barn dance schedules for the fall and spring out as well. So take a look at all the great things that are happening. I also want to make sure we thank our volunteers. We have Betsy helping at the counter. Tim's doing sound. Joe is helping at the door. My name is Jennifer. It's an all-volunteer operation here at the Two-Way Street. It's been this way for 55 years. So we really appreciate you coming out and supporting. And now, another set from Andrew.
Thank you, Jen. Well, I just made up my mind to start the set with this song. And Joanne came up and said, well, would you play The Living and the Breathing Wind? Beautiful. Look at all the seasons and the feelings and the moods. Think of all the people that our love affair includes. We are bound together like the morning and the evening. We are bound together with the living and the breathing wind. Some things happen that shouldn't, my child, like the snapping turtle snapping while the turtle killer smiled, and the sun went pale and the day was drained of meaning. We are bound together with the living and the breathing wind. Listen to the sound of the catbird's call. He sings just like a cat, but the cat won't sing at all. When you leave me, I will take my sorrow from your leaving. We are bound together with the living and the breathing wind. I am not the captain or the bosun or the crewman in this ship's kind heart. I am a number and a human. Should my ship go down, I leave my love on land to grieve me. We are bound together with the living and the breathing wind. I'm not in any trouble, so I'm not in any hurry. I've got no time to lose, so I have no time to worry. For the game goes on, though I gamble odd or even. We are bound together with the living and the breathing wind. One man had no cards to spread upon the table. One man turned his back and left the Tower of Babel. He spoke not a word, but his eyes were straight and even. And we are bound together with the living and the breathing wind. Look at all the seasons and the feelings and the moods. Think of all the people that our love affair includes. We are bound together like the morning and the evening. We are bound together with the living and the breathing wind. Thank you. latest album is called Different Now, and it took me a couple years to make it. It was a sort of a collaboration with my younger self. It was the pandemic, and I was taking care of my dad at home still, and so I thought, well, I'm going to make a record. And I thought I'd make a record of my serious, poetic, the quiet songs, you know. I wrote to Howard Levy, who's a great musician, lives in Skokie, and I usually like to record in the city with Bruce Roper, but I had these short windows when an aide would come in to watch my father for a while. So I wrote to Howard and I said, do you know of any studios in the western suburbs? He said, talk to my friend Jim Masseth at Crystal Recorders. I've never heard of that. It's not on Google. No. So turned out it was 1.4 miles from my house. It's in Lombard. It's a word-of-mouth jazz studio with wonderful equipment, and Jim was just great to work with. So this is on there. This was actually the title song of my first LP, Water Street, in 1983. And it was 5 verses. It only needed to be 3. And it needed a varying melody for the verses. I sorted it out. My words were ahead of my music when I was young. I'm slowly catching up to the words, you know. Someday I will walk down Water Street, far among the noble fields. Someday I will walk down Water Street, far among the noble fields. It's a pleasant street to walk by, starts at the edge of town. It's a pleasant street to walk by, the kind of street I don't walk down. Someday I will walk down Water Street, far among the noble fields. Someday I will walk down Water Street, far among the noble fields. Whiskey dogs my father's footstep, hot guilt blinds my mother's eye. I am weak and I am lonely, I have only one long try. Someday I will walk down Water Street, far among the noble fields. Someday I will walk down Water Street, far among the noble fields. One light shines to the edge of Water Street, each remembered, none forgot. We are called from the end of Water Street, gather here and suffer not. Someday I will walk down Water Street, far among the noble fields. Someday I will walk down Water Street, far among the noble fields, far among the noble fields.
Here will be Jock of the Side.
I did a project Gosh, it's 10 years ago it came out now. What the hell happened? Yeah. I think the pandemic has just messed up everybody's sense of time. It's a rough period. Anyway, it took me 5 years to do this project of Anglo-Scottish border ballads. And I found them utterly compelling. I read a book by Steel Bonnets called Steel Bonnets by a man whose name I forget at the moment. Fraser? It's 3 names, anyway. Great book, Steel Bonnets, and the whole history of the borders and these. For 100 years, neither the English nor the Scottish king really cared to keep order, and the border chiefs had enormous power. Johnny Armstrong could put 3,000 armed horsemen in the field, so they pretty much just let them fight it out. So they would fight back and forth across the border, raiding one another, stealing one another's cattle. This was their entertainment. I don't get it, but and I was thinking when I made it, well, maybe this is like terrorism, you know? It's just stuff happening out of the blue, but by the time I got to the end of it, you know, I listened to it. And this happens with projects. You think you're doing one thing, and they come out something else. The whole thing was really about keeping your word, about the power of keeping your word when there's, you know, nothing else you can really rely on. When I was a kid, we used to listen to this Kingston Trio record. It had the Ballad of John Webb on it. I found it so moving. It's a jailbreak ballad, which is descended from this one. And Billy broke locks and Billy broke bolts and Billy broke all that he came nigh, till he came to the dungeon door, and that he broke a white man for lie. Kind of silly now that I say it, but it descended from this ballad. And there's versions on both sides of the border. The English one is called Archie of Caulfield. The Scottish version is called Jock of the Side, and I kind of plundered between them to put the story together. The Side is an area on the Liddell River, and this was in the Armstrongs' territory. So he's one of the Armstrong family. And they go on a raid, and somebody's killed in the raid, which is bad news because it means revenge, and he's sent off to prison. His mother moves the story, however. His mother knows instantly what has happened. Nobody tells her. She knows what's happened, and she goes running down the river to ask for help. Do you find that believable? Yeah? When I was 18, I took a trip out to Knoxville to play a gig with a friend of mine. And on the way home, it was about 10 degrees. And we were headed home from Knox College, and it was a very deserted road, and it was about it was a film of snow on about an inch of glare ice, which we didn't know. And we ended up in a ditch, and you know, it's kind of nobody around, and we walked a while, and we came up to a payphone. It was just a phone. It was a highway phone. It said, "This is an experimental phone. It might not work," which was not inspiring, you know. But I started talking into the phone, and I kept talking, which isn't really like me. I'm kind of a shy person who gives up easily, but I kept talking, and finally it crackled and a voice came on, and they sent a tow truck out. And I think the salt truck came by. Anyway, we limped to an oasis, and on the way there, on country radio, comes Lynn Anderson singing John Prine's Paradise. It's the only time I ever heard her on the radio. It was like this glorious thing. And we stopped for a while at the oasis, and they salted the roads, and we got home, and my mother came to the door, and she said, "Your father's up in his room. He's been sending you energy. He had a picture of you in a ditch." That's my dad. "Oh, Liddesdale has ridden a raid, and they'd a better stayed at home. For Peter o' Whitfield, he is dead, and Jock o' the Side is to prison gone. Why, farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Sybil is down the river run with all of her skirts up in her arms. She never gave over swift running until she came to Mangerton. My farting diddle, a loud out diddle. What news, my sister dear, said the laird was just to meet set down. Peter Whitfield, he is slain, and my son Jock is in prison bound. Oh, my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Never fear, Sister Sybil, says he, for I've yokes of oxen 83. I've droves of cattle and troops of sheep. I'd give them all for to save you, Johnny. Oh, my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Up then spoke out Hobie Noble, an English outlaw tried and true. Says, give me 5 good riding men, and I'll fetch Jock o' the side to you. Oh, my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. We'll stuff up all of our bags with straw, and our horses, they must go unshod. We will not ride like men o' war, but like poor peddlers on the road. Oh, my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Hobby has mounted his good grey mare, with Willie on his bay behind, with the Laird's Wat and the Laird's Jock, and Michael and Mudge for the river of Tyne. Well, my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. But when they came to Cullerton Ford, the water was up, they could not go. And there they spied a good old man, his boy and he were at the plough. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Oh, I have lived here 80 year, the Tyne it runs here like the sea. I never saw man nor horse go o'er, except it were a horse or tree. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Says Mudge the miller, we'd best turn back, but Hobie says Mudge, now that won't do. And on they rode till they found a ford they might ride over 2 by 2. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Then they came into Swinburne Wood, and there then they felled a tree, with 20 snags cut on each side, the length was 30 foot and 3. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. The 6 of them bore up the plank, as light as it had been a flea, and carried it to Newcastle jail, and climbed the wall up by the tree. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Then Hobie Noble broke a door, and the Laird's Wat he broke 3, until they came up to the room where Jock was praying so mournfully. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. God bless thee, Sybil, o' the side, my own mother's a dear, said he. If ye knew tonight that I was here, a woeful woman you would be. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. And fare thee well, Laird Mangerton, and ever I say God be with thee. For if ye knew that I was here, you'd sell your lands for to borrow me. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. But who is this by stroke of 12 that knows and calls my name to me? I am a bastard brother of thine, tonight we've come for to set you free. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. But Jock o' the side says, go away, brothers, or you'll be taken as well as me. There's 15 stone of Spanish iron laid on me fast with lock and key. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Never fear, said the Laird's Jock, we'll work without, you'll work within. And 6 of them tried that iron door, but there's none alive could break it in. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. It fears me sore, says Mudge the miller, the time is past for us to flee. Fie on thee, Mudge, then, says Hobie, for I fear a man you never shall be. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Hobie at Flanders files 3, and he filed the lock of that iron door. Took Jock in chains upon his back, says, see that you never come here no more. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Down the toll booth stair came they, and then they all made haste to ride. They tied Jock up on Willie's Bay, for he could neither sit nor stride. Well, my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. And when they came to Swinburne Wood, Hobby took out his files 3, and they filed the bolts from off Jock's feet, that he might ride more easily. Well, my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Then Michael looked o'er his left shoulder, to horse, now lads, cried he, for yonder comes the Lord Lieutenant with 20 men in his company. Well, my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. And there was horsing then in haste, and cracking of whips out o'er the lea. But when they came to Tyne water, it now was rumbling like the sea. Well, my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Up then spoke poor Mudge the miller, I'll bless you all and say goodbye. My horse is limping, he will not swim, I'd rather be taken here than die. Well, my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Fie on thee, Mudge, then says Hobby, it's only the fearful that must die. I'll take thy horse, now take my mare, and the devil drown my mare and thee. Well, my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Now the water they all have taken, by ones and twos they all swam free. And when they stood on the Scottish side, they wrung their clothes right drunkenly. Well, my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Come through the water now, Lord Lieutenant, come through and drink some wine with me. There's an alehouse not far off, it will not cost you 1 penny. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Oh, now let all your taunting be, for I think you are some witch's son. There's not a man in the king's army that would have tried what you have done. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. Well then, if he be gone with a rogue, pray throw the irons across to me. We'll keep them to shoe our horses true, they've bought them all so dear from thee. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. The 7 are up again horse, to Liddesdale fast as they could ride. Upon the morn he was to die, Jock danced a turn by the fireside. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. The laird says, bless ye, oh, be noble, a bowl for all the loyal men. He fetched us home, good Jock of the side, we thought we never would see again. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. And then they drank a bowl of punch, and after that they filled another. If they don't give o'er their drinking yet, just as they had been brother and brother. With my farting diddle, a loud out diddle. That's a workout. One of the songs I did on that album, I did it all live in my basement, you know, and I pared it down, you know, just to the story, and it was 23 minutes long, you know, and I had to do it error-free because I wasn't going to edit anything. But the original had a nonsense chorus that was just as long as all the verses, so it would have taken 45 or 50 minutes to sing this thing. These people didn't have Netflix. 16th century. Jock of the Side first shows up in official records around 1550. Well, this is one, this was Gordon Lightfoot's first big hit. And I love Gordon Lightfoot. I think he's a magnificent songwriter, and some of his greatest songs are little known. When I get less busy, I want to make a video just of appreciation of his craftsmanship. So I'll beg his apology for what I've done to this one, which is it's called Early Morning Rain, and it's this young man who got drunk and partied too much and missed a plane, and we're supposed to be feeling sorry for this guy. And I'm like, I have people, you know, getting body parts replaced and dealing with serious illness. So this is called the early morning pain here. This is the early morning rain for old people. In the early morning pain, with arthritis in my hand, a pacemaker in my heart, and a hip replacement plan. Can't remember where I'm bound, and I miss my memory so. Great time to blow the chord. In the early morning pain, with no place to go, I've been sitting here since 9, with a big one set to go. While I'm stuck here on my ass, with the pain that ever grows. The prunes tasted good, my lantern for the gas. Ah, there she goes, my friend. She'll be rolling down at last. Gets voice. Hear the large intestine roar. See the big old turd swing by. She's away and westward bound. Through the septic line she'll fly, where the rain don't fall, from where the sun don't shine. She'll be fouling up my home for about 3 hours time. There's a fancy break here. Yeah, just have to imagine. Viagra's got me down. It's no earthly good to me. While I sit and wait around, cold and shrunk as I can be. You can't maintain when you got a migraine. So I'd best be on my way in the early morning pain. When you got a migraine, so it best be on my way in the early morning pain. Yeah. Want to sing on one? Nobody comes to the coffee house. Nobody comes to the coffee house. Nobody comes to the coffee house. Folk singers are boring, 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 so boring. Nobody comes to the coffee house. Folk singers are boring. First, start some silly song, try to make you sing along, always drag it out too long. Folk singers are boring, 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 so boring. Nobody comes to the coffee house. Folk singers are boring. First they sing a song about a train, then they sing a song about a train, then they sing a song about a train. Folk singers are boring, 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 so boring. Nobody comes to the coffee house. Everybody. Folk singers are boring. Folk singers have flabby buns. They all play the same bass runs. They're against the private ownership of handguns. Folk singers are boring, 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 so boring. Nobody comes lose. They wear old and ratty shoes, then they try to play the blues, then they're really boring. Boring. So boring. Nobody comes to the coffee house. Folk singers are boring. Let's have some harmony next time. Democrats sing the third, Republicans take the fifth. Okay. That's funnier than it used to be. Give us soul, give us soul, give us good old rock and roll. Pass the bong and pass the bowl. Folk singers are boring, 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 boring. So nobody comes to the coffee house. Folk singers are boring. A little bit of humor there. Right, well, funny you should mention it. I was going to do Hard Travel in here by Woody Guthrie. It's got a train in it. This is a great song. And one of the great things about it is he's got all these jobs. He's a migrant worker, and one of them is hard rock mining. And then in a later verse, he's put in a hard rock jail for vagrancy, which is, they used to arrest people for not having $10 in their pocket and put them on work farms and stuff. Woody Guthrie, Hard Travel. Come on up. I've been having some hard traveling, I thought you know. I've been having some hard traveling way down the road. I've been having some hard traveling, hard rambling, hard gambling. I've been hitting some hard traveling low. I've been riding them fast rattlers, I thought you know. I've been riding them flat wheelers way down the road. I've been riding them dead enders, blind passengers kicking up cinders. I've been having some hard traveling low. I've been hitting some hard rock mine, and I thought you know. I've been leaning on a pressure driller way down the road. And we're flying, arrows sucking, 6 foot of mud, I sure been a mucking. I've been hitting some hard traveling low. I've been having some hard harvesting, I thought you know. North Dakota to Kansas City, way down the road. Cutting that wheat, stacking that hay, trying to make about $1 a day. I've been having some hard traveling low. I've been working that Pittsburgh steel, I thought you know. I've been dumping that red hot slag way down the road. I've been blasting, I've been firing, I've been pouring a red hot iron. I've been having some hard traveling low. I've been laying in a hard rock jail, I thought you know. I've been laying out 90 days way down the road. Damned old judge, he said to me, 90 days for vagrancy. I've been hitting some hard traveling low. I've been walking that Lincoln Highway, I thought you know. I've been hitting that 66 way down the road. Heavy load and a worried mind, looking for a woman that's hard to find. I've been hitting some hard traveling low. I've been having some hard traveling low. different now. And I wrote this 2000. I wrote the lyric, and I put it aside for over 20 years so I could work out the music. But my mother began to be disabled, and it's kind of a witness to that. She had took him a long time to figure out what she had, and what she had was not good news. It was progressive supranuclear palsy. So my dad took care of her at home. I moved in for the last year and a half of that to take a shift at night so he could go upstairs and think. Father's a philosopher. When people would say to my father, everything's relative, he would say, well, what is that statement relative to? There we go. And it used to be popular for people to say, I'm looking for myself. And he would say, well, who's doing the looking? There you are. This is it, folks. So this is different now. Open your eyes, stand on your feet. Same old world, same old street. Same old body for praise and sign. The same is yours, the same is mine. Flow on asleep, flow on awake. Code of a riddle that none can break. Core of a story no tongue can sing. A secret raised on weary wings. And God knows how, since God knows when. It's been what it is, it's been what it's been. But it's gonna be different now. If you could speak, you could grieve. It's all that you can do to breathe. Each day a case of open shut, and wake another day to what? I walk alone, you walk alone, as all the living walk alone. By morning light all are made known. In falling shadow all is one. And God knows how, since God knows when. It's been what it is, been what it's been. But it's gonna be different now. Thank you. Well, yeah, my song was back there. I think one more, is that right? Does it make sense to you people? Deliver Me? It's called Deliver Me. Thank you so much for coming and listening. I don't have that many gigs these days. Consumed with some projects. One of them is digitizing my father's life work and philosophy. He gave all these seminars, and they're taped and transcribed, and they all need to be proofed and so on. There's an avenue to publish, so it needs to be done. But we're looking for gigs now. Me and Melissa are starting a band. It's going to be called Let Evening Come, which is a poem by Jane Kenyon. I don't know if you've heard of Jane Kenyon, but she's one of the great. she's up there with Robert Frost and Millay and Eliot. I mean, she's one of the great poets. You can get her complete poems. Jane Kenyon for $20 on Amazon. Yeah. Thank you, Melissa, for the gem. And Gia. We'll try that again. Wonderful seasons are used and past. Wonderful seasons are over at last. And now you must die, child. Make it a gracious goodbye, child. Mother, deliver me, mother, deliver me, mother, deliver me now. Mother, deliver me now. Counting beats for the soldiers to go. I lost track in the powerful snow. Oh, when should we go? I'm afraid I don't know. Father, deliver me, Father, deliver me, Father, deliver me now. Father, deliver me now. The streets are filled with the almost grown. I can't stand to be naked alone. Rise when the morning bell rings, child. Walk where the morning bird sings, child. Lover, deliver me, lover, deliver me, lover, deliver me now. Lover, deliver me now. Heavy times and heavy pains, crying shames and singing stings. Life in the hole, masks on the soul. Brother, deliver me, brother, deliver me, brother, deliver me now. Brother, deliver me now. Dying seasons wait to be torn. Wonderful children wait to be born. And now I must die, child. Make it a gracious goodbye, child. Child, deliver me, child, deliver me, child, deliver me now. Child, deliver me now. Thank you.
Big round of applause for Andrew.
Thank you.
Now, I don't know if you know this, Andrew, but nobody, and I mean nobody, gets out of the two-way street without an encore. Should we ask Andrew for another song?
Well, thank you. Let's, do you know Swing Low, Sweet Cherry? Y'all sing on this one. This classic. Swing along, sweet chariot,
Coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home.
looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels are coming after me.
Coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
Sometimes I'm up, sometimes I'm down.
Coming for to carry me home.
But still my soul feels heavenly bound.
Coming for to carry me home.
Swing low,
Swing low,
sweet
chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
You get there before I do.
Coming for to carry me home.
Won't you tell my mother I'm a-coming too?
Coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
Swing low,
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
Gia and Lisa driving home. Thank you.